Hey guys, I had a different plan for the video, but once I started playing with the Holy Relics, I was so impressed that I just had to do the video, even though I just started mapping, and this is not a full build guide video, but I was just impressed how well Holy Relics work, even without Joffrey's Legacy helmet. So I want to quickly talk about this kind of build and how I'm gonna try to build it. But before that, I have a question, because I suspect YouTube is not showing my videos to my subscribers, so I'm gonna display my recent videos on the screen, and let me know in the comments below if some of the videos did not show up in your sub feed. So I just wanna figure out what's up with YouTube besides it being broken all the time. Yeah, let's move on to the build. So the reason why I was so impressed with the Holy Relics is because all I had was Tabula and I guess level 3 Empower. I did not really have anything else to boost Holy Relics damage while leveling, and I was leveling with them right from the start. Static Strike is to proc them, because the way they work is Holy Relics do nothing until you hit enemies, and the easiest way is to use Static Strike. You hit enemies with Static Strike linked with Ancestral Call. If there are 3 enemies, you instantly get 3 charges, and then the Static Strike for the next like 6 seconds. If you have increased duration linked with them, for the 6 seconds it keeps beaming towards enemies and hitting them like 3 times per second. So you just run through enemies, and the Holy Relics are kind of slightly lagging behind you, and they keep pulsating each time you hit enemies, and you kind of clear it. It feels almost like Val Earthquake. Then you trigger a Val Earthquake, and then you run, and every step it does the pulsation. So this is kind of like that, but with Holy Relics. And Holy Relics, just like some Raging Spirits, are immune to ground effects, and because they fly over, and they cannot directly be targeted by enemies. So their survivability is also pretty good, because enemies don't directly target them. They still can take damage from AoE attacks and spells. But yeah, they are just pretty tanky. We don't need that much. They do give regen when they proc. While I was leveling, I was using Tempestual Steel Swords, dual wield them, because mostly it was just to boost my Static Strike damage, but mostly because hits cannot be evaded. This is, by the way, Guardian. Not Necromancer, but this is Guardian. And I'm not gonna try to convince you that this or that is better. This is just one way to build it. You can be Necro, you can be Guardian, you can probably even be Champion, but Guardian does have its own benefits. It increases AoE for minions, it gives more damage, it gives speed, gives onslaught if you have 5 minions, but I don't have 5 minions. By the way, Skitterbots do not count as nearby allies. For some reason, I'm not sure if that's intended or not, but would have been so easy to get 5 nearby allies if Skitterbots would count as allies, but they don't. And yeah, I didn't even have the helmet until the helmet is level 62, and all the way until 62 I only had Tabula and Tempestual Steel. No jewels that would boost their damage, and nothing else really. And I was just so impressed how much damage we are dealing, because personally I think that summon Skeletons was always like the highest DPS while leveling with skeletons, with minions, because if you get +2 duration Tabula, you place skeletons and they just destroy everything. But this is close to that, maybe even better in some cases, because you don't need to keep resummoning them. You just trigger Static Strike and run through enemies. Of course, you still need to be tanker. That's one of the reasons why I went with the Guardian. Guardian gives a bit more tankiness, I guess. And this is, by the way, pure physical build, so I'm not using any elemental equilibrium. I want to have this to have as few conditional things as possible. And yeah, for the auras, you can kind of choose different things, but I chose to use Zealotry, War Banner, Skitterbots, and Aspect of the Spider. You may replace Aspect of the Spider with Flesh and Stone, which would also make nearby enemies take increased physical damage. But this is, I can't squeeze these auras without using Enlighten. Taking some aura reservation nodes from the passive skill tree, and it kind of fits in pretty well. War Banner works like a mini Flesh and Stone, which also makes nearby enemies take increased physical damage. And you can like replace aspect of the spider and war banner with pride aura, which would be just tiny bit more damage, but the pride aura requires you to requires a boss to be inside the AoE for 4 seconds to increase the damage even more. So, and I don't want like conditional things like that. And then using Karen Golem just kind of to distract enemies from me, because enemies do not see my Holy Relics, so they only see me and my Golem. And the Golem is mainly just to distract enemies. I may be doing something else. I may be adding Maim for Karen Golem, because Maim is two-part debuff. One is to boost the damage, to boost the physical damage to the Link skill, and another one is to apply a debuff on enemies, making them take increased physical damage. So that would synergize very well with this as well. I could also add the Animate Guardian and use some shenanigans to like add the helmet with nearby enemies take 9% increased damage. All sorts of things you can give to Animate Guardian. Now once I equip the Joffrey's Legacy helmet, which gives a second Holy Relic, but it does increase their cooldown for the pulsation. Now I finally added the proper weapons, and the only mods on the weapon that you want is basically you want a fast hitting weapon, base fast hitting weapon, and then you just want +1 to levels of all spell skill gems, because that works for your Holy Relics. They are not physical. They don't have Holy Relics. Do not have physical tag, sadly, because it would be much easier to get +1 to physical skill, whatever the mod is. Because this +1 to all skill gems is much harder to roll than let's say +1 to all spell skill gems. I believe it's like 5 times more rarer to roll. I wasted over 200 heroes trying to get that mod, and I could not get it. So if you can find a weapon with +1 to active skill gems with open prefix, with fast base attack speed, just buy it from the market. And then craft minions deal increased damage, and you're good to go, I think. I also don't think that you need minion movement speed on this, because Holy Relics seem to have like insane movement speed. It's like they can always keep up with you. They still always lag behind you, but it doesn't seem like they need more movement speed, so we don't even need to craft essence craft rings and amulet with minion movement speed. So it does have a lot of flexibility as well. And I suspect this is gonna be Uber Elder Killer. Should be pretty easy, I believe. And so far it feels very smooth, very nice to map with, and very high damage. Clear speed, if you don't have like Empower, you can instead use, by the way, I didn't mention links. Summon Holy Relic, linked with Control Destruction, minion damage, Death Mark, Brutality, and Empower level 3. Instead of Empower, you can easily use increased AoE and replace that with Conk Effect. That may even be more DPS against single target, but I hate replacing gems, so. And the clear speed seems fine for me. Actually, don't. Static Strike is linked with Ancestral Call, increased duration, and Culling Strike right now. It's mostly for utility. And Karen Golem, I haven't decided what I want to link it, but currently it's just linked with minion speed, that's all. So yeah, next video will most likely be about the merch, and then the video about a final video, I guess, for this league, final build guide video. Thank you for watching. By the way, check my merch. One of the examples is the hoodie. I'm gonna include a link in the description. But like I said, I'm gonna do a full build video about the merch. Lol. I'm gonna do a full video about the merch, like the quality, the shipping and pricing, and well, all that stuff. So thank you for watching for now, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.